Welcome to the Vol Bros. My name is Evan. This is my brother Rustin, and we are two Vol Bros who are actually bros in real life. And this is our first remote show. It's also interesting. I think this is our 180th or something, 82nd episode. It is the first episode of the Vol Bros that Rustin and I are actually in the same room. I thought about that on the way over here. We are in the simulator lounge at the Oldwalk Club, and we are very, very happy to be here. We appreciate them. They I've arranged this for us. We get to show you this awesome simulator behind. I feel like the weatherman right now.
Yep.
So,
need a green screen.
So we're going to show you all about this later on. But let's be serious. Tennessee plays in the first ever 12-team college football playoff this weekend. And so it is a huge deal. I'm going to pose a question to Rustin. I have what I think is a good answer as I've thought about that. He didn't even know we were going to do this until about probably an hour ago when he saw me tweet it. But first question, and then we're going to do our usual three questions. First question, this is the biggest game for Tennessee since when?
I think people could make a case for certain bowl games over the years between 98 and now, but I have to go to the 98 National Championship game only because this is the first ever college football playoff. And when you talk about enormity of events, the 98 National Championship is the most enormous game in the history of the University of Tennessee. And this has to be a close second. Getting to be in the first ever college football playoff is an incredible honor. And getting to go play in an iconic atmosphere at Ohio State, two blue blood brands, Tennessee and Ohio State, going up against each other in the first playoff ever. I don't think you could ask for a better situation.
So I totally agree with Rustin. I figured there's really only two acceptable answers to this question. One is the 98 National Championship game, which is also my answer. The second would be, I think Austin said it, the 2001 LSU, SEC Championship game. The only reason I think that could be another acceptable answer is because in that game, we don't know for certain, but it's pretty common that, common sense that in that game, the SEC Championship game, they were playing for a spot in the BCS National Championship game. And so, we know for certain right now, Saturday night, Tennessee is playing ultimately for a national championship because that all 12 teams, they're in this playoff to ultimately win a national championship. And so this is the first time that officially Tennessee has played for a national championship since the 98 National Championship game, which is why I think that this is the biggest game since 98. And if they win tonight, or I keep saying tonight, if they win Saturday, then let's be honest, next week, if we ask this question, the answer is going to be this week or 2 weeks from now. If we say, this is the biggest game since when, it would have been since they went in the horseshoe and beat Ohio State. Yep. You want to do any comments before we go to the?
Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and preemptively say the comments are flying in faster than I can even keep up with them. So if we miss you tonight, I apologize. You got two things working against you. Number one, they are literally coming in every second. And number two, I'm producing tonight. So right off the bat, you're screwed. SEC football said biggest game since 01 LSU. Let's see. Eric said beat Ohio State and get to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena against Oregon. Lots of commentary around Lethal Weapon and Die Hard being Christmas movies already. Because Kevin said he's currently watching Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, and Die Hard 2 for a Christmas night.
Kevin Riggs, did he say that?
Yes, Kevin Riggs. So lots of agreement that, lots of agreement that Lethal Weapon and Die Hard are Christmas movies. Never heard Lethal Weapon as one. Eric agreed with me for the 98 National Championship. Someone asked if I'm at Cracker Barrel. No, I am not. I am in the simulator lounge at the Ottawa Club as well.
We're standing like maybe 8 feet away from each other. He's right over there.
Yeah, I'm running the keyboard while Evan's going to demonstrate this thing because I am not going to embarrass myself on public venue
on the interwebs.
Yes, not where someone can record it and use it against me later. Tony's already on the struggle bus. Tony said, guys, my heart wants the Vols to win, but I don't feel good about it. They have the better roster and probably want to rebound from the Michigan loss.
Can I say something to Tony real quick to encourage him? Tony, I totally understand, man. And I feel a lot of the same way. But I'll give you one thing that I've told several people that's given me hope about Saturday night. And that's what Ryan Day said in his press conference just a few days ago when he said that they're going to be having an open competition in their practices to figure out who's going to be their first 5 offensive linemen on the field Saturday night. Now, here's the deal. If you're having an open competition to figure out who your starters are going into the playoff, that is not a good situation to be in. So because of that, that's why I have hope for Tennessee Saturday night.
Eric said it's also the first time he's ever seen you below the chin.
That is accurate. Yep, that's accurate.
Little
more right here than you would normally see.
Lots of more comments about Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. Thank you, Kevin, for starting that conversation. So
I see Rhonda in there. It's so cool. I see Mino Likey. It's hard to see because I'm so far away from the computer. But
Andrew said, I was there in Tempe in '99, quarter of a century. Vols are due another one, bros. Christmas love to you two and everyone.
Amen, brother.
Same for you, Andrew.
Merry Christmas, buddy. Kevin said sorry.
Kevin apologized. Greg said his batter ball syndrome is already starting to flare up.
Okay, so I can relate to that, Greg. Earlier, I was talking with a buddy, and we're talking about this Saturday night. And I said, I hate the fact that it's going to be 8 o'clock at night because I have to think about it all day long. So I'm not looking forward to that.
Yep. Austin says very impressed with your physique.
Appreciate that, man.
Again, another reason why I'm running the production tonight. Dylan Sampson's going to, or D-Mess, that's a new one, said Dylan Sampson's going to show why he should have been a Heisman candidate.
Amen.
Would love to see that.
Amen.
Eric is encouraging me. He said I'm killing the chat. If you saw how many comments I've missed already, you would not be saying that. But we'll roll with it. James has already moved past football. He's already asking about basketball, men and women.
Hey, women had a gutsy win last night.
Yeah, they made it a little tougher than it needed to be. Never seen a team miss so many gimmies in my life. But they could have easily won that game by 35 if they had just made layups. Interesting comment here. SEC football, the win is more important for Ryan Day than Josh Heupel, but the win is more important for Tennessee as a program. They haven't been on this stage in a long time. It's a good point.
That's a really good point. I agree with all of that.
Yep. We were joking about the green screen. Somebody said Evan's now a meteorologist with a look at the morning weather.
Absolutely. We can actually control the weather on this thing behind me, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I realized just now, if Miranda or Taylor are watching, this is the first time since our sponsorship partnership started that I messed up the intro. Welcome to the Vol Bros, presented by the Ottawa Club. My name is Evan. This is my brother Rustin. I didn't even do the intro, I don't think, when we started. We are two Vol Bros who are actually bros in real life.
It threw you off being in front of the screen.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, oh man, I'm on.
Michael's already given Happy Gilmore instructions.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just tap it. Give it a little tap.
Hey, on this thing, you have to, I'm putting. I'll show you. It ain't easy, man.
Yeah. Well, while we've got a break here in some of the comments, do you want to go ahead and explain the simulator and talk through it?
So shout out to Newer, I guess is how you pronounce it. We got Newer mics on tonight so that I can stand way far away and you can still hear me pretty good. This simulator is incredible. You're looking at a sample of all it has to offer. Obviously, we got golf up here. You can play TPC Sawgrass. I did that just the other day, actually. I'll probably do that again tonight. You can play Pebble Beach. I thought about doing Pebble Beach tonight. This is like arcade games. You got skee ball. football, which is you're throwing it, soccer, you're kicking it, and over here they've got like sports balls. We got a soccer ball for that. There's basketball. There is a basketball on here. This is cool. I'm not going to say what this is. Let's just see. Can anybody in the comments tell us what this is? I'll be curious to know while I wait for a couple people to chime in. Because when you see that with a simulator, you're probably like, what? We got footballs over here. So we got dodgeballs.
It was funny. Before we set up tonight, there was a group in here and they were playing soccer, and these women were just pelting that wall with the soccer ball. Like, it was amazing how fast they were just pounding the ball into this wall.
So it looks like Kevin got it.
Kevin, yes. Kevin was the first one to chime in with rugby. D-Mess just chimed in with it as well.
So they do have rugby on the simulator. Now,
the simulator will actually come tackle you.
Well, that's what we asked him whenever we were showing this. Tom, awesome guy. He's the club pro here at the Little Club. We were asking him, like, how do you play rugby on there? And he said you're kicking the extra point. Is that what it's called in rugby? I don't even know what it's called in rugby.
I'm not even going to venture to try to guess what the rules of rugby are.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm from America. So, but on here, you've got essentially these two right here are Top Golf, essentially. Now, what's really cool about that is the price. So members and non-members can rent out this room. And this room is gorgeous. I just realized I meant to upload photos of this room so we could overlay them on the screen. And I totally forgot to do that. Week. Yeah, we'll tweet them out this week. This is a beautiful room. It seats comfortably 30 people. And you can rent out this room. Non-members can rent it out as well. And for members, to rent this out for an hour is the same price you're going to pay on half price Tuesdays at Top Golf. And so you've got this way bigger space. This simulator, you got a way bigger space. If it's cold outside, baby, it's cold outside. It don't matter because it's nice and warm in here. I mean, it's perfect in here. You can sit. Rustin's sitting at the counter, the bar right behind me right now, or right in front of me, actually. They got a little countertop bar area there with stools overlooking the simulator, so you can sit there and have some food and watch. But so you got all these. So essentially, you got your own private Top Golf right here with those as well, on steroids, really. Top Golf on steroids.
Austin said he wants to see me do the weather in Columbus on Saturday on that screen.
I'm given to understand that it's cold, and nobody in Tennessee has ever experienced cold before. We got baseball, basketball, more football, more soccer, hockey. That's cool. Quarterback challenge. That's cool. We're going to play some of these because I hadn't played all of them either. Lacrosse, home run derby, bocce ball, hey-oh, another rugby.
Kevin just gave a super chat and said he's contributing to see you run a rugby ball and dodge the computer simulators.
I appreciate that, Kevin. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And then we got carnival games. That's really cool. I'm going to do that here in a second. And we got zombie dodgeball. There was a group of like 60-year-old men in here the other day playing zombie dodgeball.
Yes, Eric, there is a bar right down the hallway.
And so we're going to do this one. I'm going to show you a couple of the games on the carnival games here.
Lots of comments in the comments section about the weather in Columbus Saturday. A lot of people saying that they're not concerned about the cold.
Do you hear that?
Yeah. The clown is mocking us already on the simulation for the carnival games. Everybody's wanting you to do a weather forecast.
All right. So in this, you can do one of two things. And this is what Tom showed us the other day. You can either take a ball and throw it at the screen, or you can like chip at the screen. But I'll do this. Which one do you think statistically is the hardest? I'm on a play clock. Look at that. The center one.
Pressure's on. The clown is laughing at you.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, let's try this again. Oh,
there.
Boo, yeah.
Eric said, "Oh, okay, that's awesome. You can do anything at the Ooltewah Club." You really can. And if you're a terrible father like me and forget that there's winter hours and show up this afternoon to get on the driving range and find out it's closed, you can just go to the chipping and putting green and your kids can hit for an hour and it's totally fine.
I got all of them. Take that, clown.
Kevin said, does anyone know if you can play Rocky Top anywhere in Columbus? So for those of you who don't know, what Kevin's referring to, there is a app called Touch Tunes that is connected to every jukebox in America, and it's actually geo-targeted. So you can pick and choose what jukebox you want to play. And someone figured out how to list on Twitter or X, if Elon's watching, it's X.
I'm gonna dunk that clown.
That you can literally pay to have Rocky Top played on repeat in Columbus, Ohio, on every jukebox in town all week long. It came out this morning in Columbus that several bars in Columbus have now banned Rocky Top on their jukeboxes. To which Vol Twitter and its incredible intelligence started tweeting out alternative songs about Tennessee that could be played in Columbus. Kudos to the Touch Tunes people. They have made a killing this week off Tennessee fans. And kudos to Tennessee fans for figuring out that you can drive Ohio State fans crazy all week long without even being in the building. And really impressive.
So while I get around going, so what's really cool about this golf app on here, you can play so many different courses. You can go to the driving range on here. And the coolest part about that is obviously it shows you, club head speed, ball speed, carry distance, total distance, everything like that. But one cool thing that this does is right above me, there's a camera and it watches your swing path as the club comes through and makes contact with the ball. And the other day when I was watching it, I was like, oh, so that's why I'm not good. Because I could see my swing path in slow motion for the first time ever. And I was like, yeah, that's why the ball didn't go where I wanted to.
Elijah's complimenting your throwing form. Kevin said, looks like a fun place for a small group outing. It really is.
Absolutely.
We're actually probably going to rent it for my boy's birthday. Great place for kids to come and play all these different games, and they can't hurt anything.
Well, while this is booting up, let's talk about Saturday night.
Yep.
What do you want to see from Tennessee Saturday night?
So a minute ago, and I can't possibly find that comment again, but a minute ago, someone posted a comment about Ohio State's interior offensive line. For me, I want to see our defensive tackles have a huge night. The person who posted it was exactly right. Ohio State's biggest issues are at center and guard. So I want to see our defensive tackles have a huge night. Honestly, I think the first team to 4 explosives is going to win. And what I mean by explosive is any play over 20 yards. I think the first team that gets 4 plays over 20 yards is the team that's going to be in the driver's seat. Both teams have excellent defenses. It's going to be a bend but don't break kind of night. If Dylan Sampson has a huge night, that would be awesome. We've got to limit Quinshon Judkins. He tends to show up in big games, so he scares me a little bit. So I think those are probably the 2 most important things is defensive tackles have to have a huge night, and the first team to 4 explosives is probably the team that's going to win.
I totally agree with you, especially about the explosive plays, because that's where Ohio State could really hurt us. And so we have to do better with that. You're exactly right. It says my mic is muted. Can you click unmute for me? Oh, no, never mind. It's telling me this. I was looking at your screen. We muted it on purpose so it wouldn't feedback. So before I start hitting, I'm going to talk while I hit. But I went into the target range module in this, and you'll notice there's different pins at different depths all across the thing. And it's got, I swung. It thinks I swung. I touched the screen.
It's got to be careful.
My bad. So I'm going to swing a little bit.
You're not going to be happy with that shot.
Yeah, apparently I hit it like not even near where I was supposed to go because I wasn't paying attention. All right, so 42 yards. All right, so we're going to do a 60-degree wedge, just a little half swing. We'll see what. It wasn't ready for me yet. My bad. So here's what I want to see on Saturday. Okay, now it's got the ball. I want to see 30% or more of the stadium orange. Oh, I hit it too high. I hit it above the ceiling. So I'll hit it lower. I loved, not far enough. I loved what Trey Wallace tweeted out about SeatGeek and how 44% of the tickets sold on SeatGeek were sold. See how it's showing me the club path? That was actually a good one. 42% of those tickets on SeatGeek sold were in the state of Tennessee. 22% were in the state of Ohio, and 4% were in the state of California, which I'm assuming is Nico's family. But notice it's not letting me move on until I get close to that 42. So let's try that. I'm on the green that time. That's good. Nope, on the fringe.
So Mino Likey said Vol fans are the best at trolling. Rhonda said, I heard about the Touch Tunes thing and my side hurts from laughing so hard. And that, of course, created people saying you could go with Dixieland Delight. You can go with Tennessee Waltz. You could go with Crazy by Patsy Cline just because. Elijah asked, how much is it to rent the simulator room?
That is a fantastic question. Since the price is different for members and non-members, I don't want to give you the wrong number. So I'm going to give you a person to email, and that's Taylor Keefe. She's the Director of Membership and Events here at the Ooltewah Club. You can email her at taylor@theooltewahclub.com. If you happen to watch our video that we did about the Ooltewah Club, Taylor is the person that we were interviewing in that video. So she's the person that you can talk to.
Kevin said we need to run the ball, get tackles for losses, and roll up the OSU offensive line. Rhonda said touchdowns, and oh yeah, more touchdowns, go Vols.
Absolutely.
Elijah thinks that the game is going to hammer the under, that it's going to be a defensive struggle. He also said Jermod McCoy versus Jeremiah Smith is going to be elite. I hope that's who we see. I would be surprised if they don't move Jeremiah Smith in the slot quite a bit to try to get him on Boo Carter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Boo struggles to understand coverages. He just goes out and plays. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if they try to put him in some situations to make him have to think.
So on this driving range simulator right here, you can actually add a green if you want to. So I'm going to do that. Target type, you can do a bucket. I'm going to do a green at 150 yards. And I'm going to hit a 7-iron, which I don't hit the ball very far. So
it's kind of wild that they let you just create your own green and the exact distance.
Yep. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, not great. We'll get better.
That is not 150 yards.
It is not.
So this is the best part about being the producer. When he gets up here and sucks, I get to heckle him, and I don't have to do anything at all.
Yeah.
I can just be the peanut gallery and heckle.
All right, so this time I'm going to swing harder. That's better.
So Eric asked, does the Ooltewah Club have where you can actually go out on the green and hit balls? There is a driving range. There's also 2 chipping and putting greens. And so that's where my boys and I were this afternoon. We were on one of and my daughter, we were on one of the chipping and putting greens.
Loosening up a little bit now. That one carried probably 145-ish. We'll see.
Kevin said that the Michigan fans have to be kind of loving us trolling Ohio State. Wouldn't be surprised if they're helping out and pretending to be Tennessee fans.
Yeah, that's right, actually. That's a good point.
Oreo Puppy Dog said that the Ohio State campus police have actually come out that they have a plan for Tennessee fans wanting to tear down the goalposts.
Yeah, I saw that where they said about the they've mapped out a route to the river.
Greg Stowell asked, will they be successful at confusing our defense? I hope not. But again, if there's one person out there that you can confuse, it is Boo Carter. Boo's a phenomenal player. He's a great athlete, but he's very instinctive, and he typically doesn't understand his assignment yet. If you'll watch, you'll see a lot of times where other safeties are telling him where to line up and what to do. Still, here we are at the playoffs, end of the season, and that's still happening. And Chip Kelly's calling plays for the other team. And Chip Kelly is he's the offensive mastermind. And if there's anybody who can put you in binds, it's Chip Kelly.
Well, Rustin, based on that, let's go to our second question. Y'all can let us know in the comments. Side note, that last one, that was pure. That was the best one I've done yet.
I want you to pop in Pebble Beach, and then let's see how good you really are.
All right, I'll do that after this one. Oh, that's a good one. It's drifting now.
You're right.
But I struck it well.
Yeah. Bobby said, Bobby's given jukebox recommendations for Columbus as well. I'm a Vol for life, y'all. Matt Stillwell. Elijah said you have good swing form.
Hey, thanks, Elijah. I appreciate that, buddy. I've been working on it. So here's people ask, do you have a swing thought? Everybody has a swing thought. So here's mine. When I set up, my main 45, 45, 45. That's my swing thought, really. And that goes, the swing is a 45-degree angle here, and then 45 back to here. And so that's my swing thought. So if I can get my hands here, then I know I'm going to be all right. When I don't do that, then I'm in trouble.
My typical swing thought is, don't freaking miss this. So Tony said, did y'all hear about JUCO players not counting against eligibility now? So yeah, that started with Diego Pavia. He tried to get an extra year of eligibility and won, and essentially what they did was they didn't count his JUCO year. Yeah, they opened up Pandora's box. It's going to be fascinating to see how they rewrite the rule books for junior college. If JUCO is now just prep school and doesn't count, that's a huge positive. Coaches recruiting can place people with certain JUCOs and just let them hang out there for a year and get better and not count against their eligibility. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this. That was a bizarre decision, and I definitely did not see that coming. Eric said, that's awesome. They have it all at the Ooltewah Club. I may have to come and rent that sometime. Please do, and tell them we sent you.
Absolutely.
Rebel Juice said, whoever has the last – I never get used to saying that. Whoever has the last ball or whoever has the ball last will win, maybe in overtime. Go Vols, win in Neyland North. I do think there's a lot of validity in that ball statement. I do think whoever has it last is probably going to be in the driver's seat to win. Ryan Prairie's already calling you out. He said it's good to see you practicing before he comes out here and plays next week. Rhonda asked if we're concerned about the refs. Rhonda, I stopped being concerned about the refs many, many years ago because we play in the SEC, and the SEC has some of the worst officials in the country. So it really doesn't matter who calls the game. Can't get much worse than what we see on a weekly basis. And, it's just like anything else. You just have to be ready for whatever. Tennessee went and played Tennessee basketball went and played Illinois the other night, and the refs decided to play prison rules. It is what it is. That's what they do in the Big Ten. It was pretty much, if you're not bleeding or dying, it's not a foul. So, you have to adjust and you have to show up and play. We have an Ohio State fan. One big Bucks fan said, I hope my Buckeyes win. If you're coming to the game, I hope you have a great time. Park at the Ohio State Fairgrounds. There's a shuttle to and from the stadium for $3.
Well, that was a nice tip.
Thank you for that information.
Yeah, that was a good tip.
SEC football says, are we planning to go to any of the Tennessee playoff games if we make it that far? No, I have 4 children. So I have no money.
Ticket prices were surprisingly low this
They're
weekend.
still dropping. It's crazy to me that there's still tickets available and they're dropping. Like, what in the world is Ohio State doing? Kevin agreed with Rhonda. He said he's not a fan of this crew. Elijah said, I always chunk it with my iron, so I basically have to stand in front of the ball.
I understand totally, man.
Kevin brought up a good point. He says if the JUCO result stays for everybody, does that mean Kitzelman gets another year?
So I think I saw earlier where Miles has already been awarded another year.
It's very probable. Honestly, the fact that they've done it for Diego Pavia means they pretty much have to do it for everybody now. So it may be a blanket statement coming out across the board that anybody who's currently playing with a JUCO year doesn't have to worry about it. Rebel Juice said, you look like you're in a place my wife would get mad I spend too much time at.
Yeah, that's fair.
Elijah made a fantastic point. He said if only that ruling would have happened last year, we'd have Dalton Connect right now.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
somebody tweeted this out today, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been Ben McKee, but can you imagine a starting lineup that has Zakai Ziegler, Chaz Lanier, Jemai Mashak, Dalton Connect, and Igor Milicic? That's what we'd be looking at right now. Just wild. Austin asks, who governs JUCO? It isn't the NCAA, is it? No, junior college has its own governing body. They are separate, which is why it's interesting that the NCAA is making those decisions. And it really kind of tells me that probably they're going to rule that all junior college is like prep school, and they're not going to count a year.
All right, so this is team number 1 at Pebble Beach. I'm going to try a new driver swing. I watched the thing on YouTube. First mistake.
Pebble Beach is obviously the right place to always try something new.
Exactly. Now, so here's just so you know, I had to drag you aim like I'm aiming at that bunker right there. So on the screen over there, you place where you want to aim, and then you try to hit the center of the screen. That's the goal. But I'm going to try a new driver swing just to see if I can get a little bit more power on it. So we'll see if that works. Probably won't. It did not. It did not work.
Somewhat stayed in the middle. You're probably not going to be too happy with that length.
Here's another really good thing about this. You can take mulligans.
Oh, cheater.
So we're going to do a mulligan there.
Kevin said, welcome to our Ohio State fan that joined us. Yeah, Kevin mentioned that Reed showed earlier today. Reed Carringer tweeted out earlier today that tickets are now under $100.
Yeah,
which is just mind-boggling. James said he thinks it's because Ohio State fans are planning on going to the Rose Bowl or saving up their money. Greg wants to know if the Ohio State fan is setting us up with a phony shuttle bus. It's always possible. We're gonna assume the best.
Overcompensated. What the heck?
Remember when I said Pebble's not the place to try new things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Coming to life.
I'll go back to my normal.
Eric is correct. He said the refs reffing the game are the same ones that messed up in the Music City Bowl a couple of years ago against Purdue on the 1 yard line. That is correct. It is that crew.
It's also the same group that messed up in my Miami game several years ago.
Yep.
Sure is.
Austin Price mentioned today. Tony brought this up, and this is accurate. Austin Price mentioned today that Boo Carter may be getting some offensive snaps next year. That is true. They have been talking about putting in some packages for Boo to getting the ball in offense. We may be looking at the second coming of Dale Carter here, people. I mean, he may, by the time he graduates, he may be playing constantly on both sides of the ball. Kevin said, I didn't have to point that out about Dalton Connect. He was having a good time. So apparently I ruined his night. Elijah said he loves playing Pebble Beach on the PGA Tour game.
Yeah, it's just like it here. Hey, that was a pure one.
Yep, that's a good shot. You may be on. You are.
How about that? Out of the rough. That's what I'm talking about. And it does compensate for the rough on here.
Yeah. That's the other thing that's weird. It will actually tell you how deep the rough is, and it will kind of grab the ball, which is bizarre. I don't know how in the world it pulls that off.
All right, so here's where it gets tricky.
James said YouTube golf coaches are the best.
Amen. They are so good. So can you see the putt line on there?
Yes.
All right, so when you putt this, if you hit that line and hit it hard enough, basically you're good to go. If you miss that line, not good.
Daniel said, did the NCAA rule or was it a court decision? For Diego Pavia, it was actually an NCAA ruling. He was given an extra year of eligibility by the NCAA, and they did not count his JUCO year, which is why I think they're probably going to have to do that for everyone now. To my knowledge, they have not come out and changed their rule yet, but I would say it's inevitable.
All right, it's a par 5.
SEC football says, is it true Tennessee's filling up 35 to 40% of the stadium? That's what I've heard from everybody around it, and that's what it sounds like is going to happen.
I mean, when the actual ticket sale companies are revealing data that the majority of tickets are being bought in the state of Tennessee, it sounds like it. All right, we're going to try the new swing again. No, that wasn't good.
Eric said you're doing pretty well on that simulator.
Appreciate it, Eric.
Rebel Jew, thank you. Rebel Jew just explained his name. He said, I'm a Messianic Jew, Jew for Jesus, from the South. Papaw gave me the nickname Rebel.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That's pretty cool.
On one of your last shots, Austin screamed 4 on here.
Yeah, I do that quite frequently, actually, when I'm out.
Elijah said it's down to $88 to get into the game now. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Can you imagine what it would be at Neyland?
There would be no available tickets at Neyland right now.
Exactly.
That's the crazier part is that there's still tickets available. Oh, friendly bounce.
Yeah.
Kevin said that's how you skill up, Evan. Mulligans are part of the way.
I'm trying to get a hat off Amazon that says legalize mulligans.
I tell you what, if one big Bucks fan is being honest, he's the most helpful Ohio State fan we've ever had. He said tailgating is on Lane Avenue and High Street. The shuttle runs 3 or 4 hours before and 2 hours after the game. Wow. And he said he is not messing with them. I park there all the time. The highway is 0.5 miles away, and you don't have to fight stadium traffic.
Thank you very much, buddy. We appreciate you.
That's really good information.
Yep. All right, I'm going to go around these trees here. Yeah, that was a good shot. Nope, too far. All right, I'm not in the bunker. It's cool.
Kevin said, with NIL and transfer portal, how long until officials have to turn pro for college?
Oh, that's a good question.
Who knows? If they continue down the collective bargaining conversation they've been having, who knows what's going to happen? Mino Likey said you have a new side gig. Jonathan Connor, I just got on here and have no idea what's happening. So, Jonathan, as we say every week, our title sponsor is the Ottawa Club. And tonight we're at the Ottawa Club, and they have a simulator room. And Evan is currently playing Pebble Beach on the simulator. Oh, Evan's currently in the beach on the simulator. And
I just went from
we are showing off all the different things that the Ottawa Club has to offer tonight. We appreciate their sponsorship, and Evan's much happier with that shot than he was the one before.
And the nice thing is you can do 10-foot gimmies.
Yeah.
So I just made that putt. That's what I'm talking about.
Elijah said, I love watching Grant Horvath. If y'all have seen him, he's a really good YouTube golf coach.
Yeah, I watched Grant. I watched him earlier today, actually.
Evan's watching. You got him. If you watch me swing, you will know that I am not. Eric said,
Grant's a good guy, too.
Yeah, Eric said, Boo's lightning fast with the ball in his hands. I remember watching his high school film. We watched him live in high school around here. He can do some things. He gets going quick. If Coach Heupel gives him some offensive packages, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how they work him in next year, if that's truly happening, and I've heard from multiple people it is. It's going to be interesting to see how they integrate.
I hit it too high again.
Eric says, I'm surprised y'all aren't going to Columbus this Saturday night to watch Tennessee in the college football playoff. So I said last week, I believe it was, I actually had a ticket with a Ohio State season ticket holder, actually. And my wife said, I've been traveling a lot the last few months. And my wife said, I'm absolutely not traveling anytime soon. So I had to say thanks, but no thanks to that ticket.
Well, and my day job, I'm a communications director at church. So Sunday mornings are kind of busy, especially the Sunday morning before Christmas. So baby, that's a good one. I was unable to miss that day for sure.
Tony said, do I think Ohio State will stack the box to stop Samson and make Nico beat them? 100%. They will pack the line of scrimmage, and that's one of the reasons why I said I think the first team to 4 explosives will win the game. I'm hoping those explosives are a combination of Chris Brazel and Dante Thornton getting behind the defense, because we've got to attack downfield.
All right. Well, with that being said, oh yeah, that was pure. With that being said, who do you think we're talking about Sunday night?
That's a good shot.
Thank you.
It stops rolling.
Yeah.
Like you said, very cool. Thanks, one Big Bucks fan. And one Big Bucks fan responded, I've needed similar info. I'm an Ohio State grad, and my dad and I have been going to most home games and at least one away game every year. Very cool. Who
do you think we're talking about?
Yeah, Sunday. I think if we win, we're going to be talking about Dylan Sampson and Nico. I think if we lose, we're going to be talking about Quinshon Judkins.
That's the first time I think we've ever said somebody not on Tennessee.
Yeah. Quinshon scares me. He's so explosive. He can turn something into nothing. You miss one tackle with him, and it's going to be a bad day. So, I'm hoping that we contain him, we tackle well, and on Sunday night we're talking about Dylan and Nico.
I think that's a great choice. If I had to pick one person, who do I think we're going to be talking about? I hope that I'm not overhyping it and that I'm correct in this, but I can't get off the idea that they don't even know who their starting offensive line is going to be yet. Like, that's a big deal, because hopefully by now they know, that's the hope. But earlier this week, they didn't know. So with that being said, I'm saying Omar Norman-Lott and Omari Thomas are the two guys that we're talking about.
Did you see Omar Norman-Lott showed up on NFL mock drafts in the first round?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
For the first time all year this week, he showed up as a first-round pick.
That is very interesting. Huh. All right, I'm going to hit this one hard. I hit it into the ocean.
You hit it real hard, and it is literally going in the ocean. Wow. Oh, we even have a splash.
Oh, hey, I wonder if anybody on there heard it. When you hit it in the water, it splashes just to insult you and mock you too. So let us know on there if y'all can hear the splash sound when I hit it in the water. They may think I hit again as I pick up this tee, but
Greg said Ticketmaster, this is just mind-blowing to me. Ticketmaster currently has over 100 tickets on the 40 and 50-yard line in the lower level for $300 each. How are those tickets still available?
I don't know. That's incredible. Oh, yeah, baby. That was pure.
Kevin's worried about Dylan Sampson getting stripped. The only thing I'm not concerned about there
What?
is
No way.
earlier this week.
I wasn't talking to you, Kevin. I was talking to the simulator.
Yeah. Earlier this week, Dylan Sampson said he hasn't felt as good all season as he does right now. So the time off has been a huge positive. We've got some guys healed up. And for Dylan Sampson to make that statement, I think a lot of the fumbles we've seen recently are part of it is just wear and tear and fatigue. So for him to say he hasn't felt as good all year as he does right now is a big deal. Herb said, how surprised would you be if Boo's on offense Saturday night? I would be very surprised. I don't think we're going to see that. He's got enough to learn on defense. They're not going to add more to his plate. Jonathan said, I wish I could golf like that. I'm horrible at it.
Man, hey, trust me, you wish you were better than this. Trust me. So this is a lot with 60-degree wedge. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, I swung too soon. It wasn't
One
ready.
big Bucks fan said, I spend a lot of time or a little time in your city, meaning Knoxville. So I work for an orthopedic device company, and one of my accounts is TOA. That's, for those of you who don't know, that's Tennessee Orthopedic Association.
Oops. That lob wedge, a little too much loft on it there.
Robert said he thinks on Sunday. Mina, like he said, she thinks on Sunday we're going to be talking about Dylan. Robert Hensley said tight ends and Will Brooks. Elijah Moore agreed with him. He said, I think we'll be talking about Miles. We're going to run a lot of 12 personnel and get the tight ends involved.
That was a good shot right there.
Yep. Eric thanked our Ohio State fan for his info.
I think who said that about 12 personnel?
Elijah Moore.
I think he's right on the money. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. We saw him do it against NC State. We saw him do it multiple times this season.
Yep.
I think he's right on the money.
SEC football said could be a breakout game for Mike Matthews. Kevin
I hit it
said
too hard. Dadgummit.
Kevin Riggs said Jermod McCoy. Mino like you
Well,
laughed at you because she said you never pick just one.
That's true. I don't really. So Kevin said Jermon McCoy.
Yep.
Hey, Kevin, I hope you're right. I hope he's right. Because if he's right, then that means Jeremiah Smith didn't do anything.
Yeah. Or we got a defensive touchdown, which could be
I'd be cool
as
with that
important, if not more important. Kevin decided to pick two other people. He also said Amari Thomas and Omar Norman Lott. Mino Likey agreed on Jermod. She said she could see him. Rhonda said, what are our thoughts on transfer portal ins and outs?
I don't think the transfer portal should open until after the season. That's my personal opinion.
Well, there's one major problem with that. Classes start in January.
Well, that's a good point.
That's a good
point.
The whole problem with the transfer portal is they have to make decisions now because if they're transferring, they have to get to their new school in time for the second semester.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So if they're playing for a team that's in the playoffs, they're already at a difficult position because if they go deep in the playoffs, they may have to leave to go to their new school.
Yeah, that's right.
This is why I said a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, I think the portal should only be open after spring practice, so that you're required to go back for second semester to the school you currently attend. You could have a conversation with the swing when the season's over with the coaches and see where you sit on the depth chart. They can even put together a plan for you for spring practice to talk about how you can go win more time and give you an opportunity to prove you can do it. And then if it still doesn't happen and you're still in the same spot on the depth chart, then after spring practice you transfer, and that's plenty of time to make a decision for August.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The fact that they do it in the middle of the year just makes zero sense to me. As far as our players that are in the portal, I don't think there was any surprises there. I think there are you never know what's happening behind the scenes. We have Caleb Webb, Chaz Nimrod, and Nathan Leacock all in the portal right now. That's probably for two reasons.
Jordan Matthews just committed to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I was talking just wide receivers. But, yeah, Jordan Matthews just committed to Vanderbilt. I think the reason those three receivers are in there really comes down to two things. Number one, it says that Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley are going to have a big piece of what's happening next year. And these guys can already see it in practice, and they know that they're always going to be second string. And the other thing it probably means is we've already been talking to somebody in the portal.
Yep.
And there's somebody coming that's a wide receiver that they know is going to immediately step in and play in front of them.
Yep.
Totally and those are the conversations that you never know about that are always happening behind the scenes. And these guys know. They know where they're going. They know who's coming. They know everything that they're, dealing with. And coaches, the honest coaches are telling them, hey, this dude from, wherever is coming next year. I don't see you beating him out, so you probably need to find somewhere else to be. I hate it for guys like –
look at this hole.
Yep.
Look at the beach back there.
That's a little difficult.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Look at it for guys.
Can you see this on there? Can you see the waves crashing right here?
Yeah.
A big one just came and said, "Oh, I thought I swung."
Yeah. You're not going to like that swing.
Yeah.
It went 4 yards. Caleb Webb.
There's a big wave.
Yep. You can see him. Caleb Webb leaves, goes to Wake Forest. 2 or 3 days after he transfers to Wake Forest, Dave Clawson announces he's stepping down.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, he's going to Maryland. Caleb Webb is. So, it's.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he already left. He's going to Maryland. So the whole thing's just a mess, and they need to fix the calendar. And hopefully fixing the calendar will, somehow make this a little better. I'm
just going to go back to swinging my driver the way I used to.
Jonathan said, I don't know why, but I feel better about this game than the possible Oregon game.
I feel the opposite.
Yeah.
I'd much rather – Oregon's rush defense is nowhere near as good as Ohio State's rush defense.
Yeah.
I would rather play their rush defense.
Oregon's defense in general is nowhere near as good as Ohio State.
Yeah, that was pure. Sorry if that's loud on that.
That was good. Cart path.
Hey, look at that. A little help from the cart path there.
Oh, it's going to stay on the cart path all the way there. It's going to roll all the way there on the cart path. Oh, you're hitting off concrete.
That was pretty funny. It says I'm on the cart path.
Rebel Juice said, I won't be the lone Tennessee fan in Pennsylvania this weekend. They all seem to be. They really hate Ohio State here.
I bet. It says my line's on the cart path. So here's another good thing about the simulator. If you're actually on the cart path, you don't have to hit it off the cart path.
Robert said, it's pretty good to hit in the ocean from East Tennessee.
Amen, brother. You got some distance on that bad boy.
Tony Mosier said, I'm concerned for Squirrel. I just don't think he'll be healthy until after the season. Extreme cold's bad on the shoulder. That's true.
That's a good point. Well, let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Greg Stowell said nobody's mentioning James Pierce Jr.
I mean, that's a great point, and obviously he'd be the one to look at. But I think that if Tennessee has success against them, it's because our interior defensive linemen are getting penetration into the backfield. So that's why I picked Omari Thomas and Omar Norman Lott.
Eric Jones said, I think we'll be talking about Nico on Sunday.
Man,
and
I
also
hope so.
Amari Thomas and Omar Norman Lott. Jonathan Connors said he'll take Dylan Sampson and James Pierce Jr.
Hey, I hope we're talking about Nico on Sunday for real. That would be wonderful.
Sam said, I think the NCAA should just let schools directly lock players up by contract. If we get a collective bargaining agreement, that might actually come to fruition.
Yeah, Rustin's right.
Jonathan said, I was surprised Jalen Smith entered the portal. I think there's a couple of things there. Number one,
That was nice.
Edwin Spillman's the real deal.
Yeah.
And I think Jalen's already seeing that. I think they have a couple of guys in the incoming freshman class that are going to be Jeremiah Thielander clones, and they're going to find their way on the field really fast because they're just ballers. And, you never know, again, that's really cool. You can see the waves crashing on the screen.
How cool is that, man? That's awesome.
And, you never know who they're talking to. There may be somebody at another school that already knows they're coming to Tennessee, and they just haven't announced it yet.
Uh-oh. A little too much.
SEC football said, Rustin, do you remember the 96 Tennessee-Ohio State game? You were probably a young one back then. Not that young. I vividly remember that game.
So I was 11.
I was 18 years old.
Yeah. I remember that. Peyton.
Kevin said, Ryan Day's numbered days will come up Sunday because I'll be watching College Football Social Saturday night. And Ryan Day will be getting approximately 35% off traffic until Sunday. Then it'll be where will he go?
You think I can hold this putt? It's 34 feet.
So Evan's family is watching the show for the first time ever tonight. And Ginger just commented and said, our daughter loves this new venue. She said, Daddy looks so distinguished.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Audrey. We appreciate that very much. Hello, Ginger and Camden as well. It's nice to have y'all with us. Oh, it didn't give it to me. Oh, I still got a putt. Oh, man.
Not within 10 feet.
Yep.
Sam just asked a great question. He said, now that Diego Pavia is getting an extra year, who's going to be the first person to sue over having to go to school to make NIL money?
Ooh, who said that? Sam Hargrove?
Yeah.
Sam, well played, buddy. You're exactly right. That is an excellent question. Excellent question.
I ain't here to play school.
Well, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Where is the hole? Look at this.
Can't get there from here.
I mean, look at that. That is nuts, man.
We have our first prediction. Our Ohio State fan said he thinks it's going to be 27-13 Ohio State.
Well, that was what I was about to ask. Was everybody's prediction?
I'm going to go 24-23 Tennessee.
Ooh,
I think it's going to be a defensive struggle. I think they're going to go back and forth, and they're just going to be chipping away for – that was high.
Yeah.
Oh, it's off the cliff.
I should have hit it in the water again just to hear the splash.
I think it's going to be a defensive struggle. I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. I think each team will probably make a couple of big plays, but they'll kind of cancel each other out. And I think Max Gilbert gets to be a Tennessee hero.
I love it. Max Gilbert mentioned in the show. So I've been thinking about this. Last time we were live, hang on, I'm gonna rip this one. I'm just gonna unleash on it. Yeah, baby. It's saying I'm getting under it too much. I guess I am. Hey, hit on the cart path again.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sitting on the cart path again. So here's my prediction. Last time we were live, I wonder if I could kick the ball over into the fairway. Not that I ever do that, ever.
Foot wedge is the best wedge in my bag.
Yeah. So my prediction is, just like I said a week or so ago, whoever has the ball last wins. And I'm going to say 31-30 Tennessee.
Ooh, that's a lot of points.
Yep. And the only reason –
have you seen the over-under?
No.
It's only 46.
I think – and take the over.
You're taking the over by a lot. That's 61 points.
Yeah.
Vegas would love to know how much you would like to put on that. Carl said,
did not realize there's a cliff there.
Oh, cool. It even ricocheted off the cliff.
Did you hear it again? It splashed on the screen again.
Carl said 36-17 Tennessee. Elijah said 21-17 Vols.
That's probably pretty good.
D-Mess said 17-10 Vols. Tony's battered ball syndrome is flaring up, but it's bipolar. He said, I don't feel good about it. 20-17 Vols.
Hey, as long as it's 1 point more for the orange, I'm cool.
Eric Jones said 28-21 Tennessee. Kevin said 24-17 Vols. Dylan getting 2 touchdowns. Oh, 3 touchdowns. 2 rushing, 1 receiving.
Didn't go in the water that time.
Robert said 27-14 Vols. I'd be very impressed if that happened. Bobby A.
24 to what?
27-14.
Oh, daggone.
Bobby A. said 19-17 Tennessee. SEC football is drunk. He said 42-10 Tennessee.
No way.
Ain't no way that's happening.
Hey, I hope he's right, though. That'd be wonderful.
That would be wonderful if that happens.
Can you imagine?
We'll
Man,
all have a Merry
amazing.
Christmas.
Amen.
Mino Likey said she likes Kevin's prediction. Greg said Vols are peaking at the right time. Ohio State is still in a malaise. Just enough to put us over the top despite the road and the cold. 24-21 Vols. You're spending a lot of time in the ocean.
I am actually, yeah. Oh, man.
Carl thinks the Vols are scoring 21 in the first half.
That's what I'm talking about, Carl.
Herb said Vols 27, Ohio State 16, on to the Rose Bowl to beat Oregon. Jonathan said 30-24 Vols. Kevin liked the cliff shot. He said that looked really cool.
That's why I did it. You know, I just want to show people what it can do. That's
you
all.
got to see the full gambit of what it allows.
That's all I was doing.
Shout
out to my family again for watching. That's awesome.
Rhonda said 24-21 Vols.
Oh, I hit that well.
Oreo Puppy Dog
still didn't get over the cliff.
We're spending a lot of time on the cliff.
Yeah.
Oreo Puppy Dog said 24-13 Vols. D-Mess said hit the like button. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's great advice right there. Hey, thank you to the Oolawah Club again for letting us come do this, man. This is awesome.
Yep.
This is really cool.
Mino Likey said Carl's right.
The Oolawah Club is the bomb.
Greg thinks the game's going to end on a James Pierce Jr. sack on Ohio State's last drive.
Was that James Fair?
James
Fair, is that who said that?
Greg Stow.
I would love that, Greg. Oh, boo, yeah.
Off the cliff.
Are you kidding me? It almost did. I killed that ball, and it still barely didn't get
Not
over.
enough. What club was that?
Well, so I forgot I was hitting out of the rough. And this thing, man, it really does take that into consideration.
Yep.
I mean, you're hitting off a mat in here, but it thinks you're hitting out of the rough on there, and it punishes you for it. So, like right now, I've got 86 yards to the hole. Can y'all see that on there?
What club was that, though?
I think I can't remember. I think I hit a 5-iron.
Because it only went 145.
Yeah. What did I hit? A 6-iron. I hit a 6-iron. So, I mean, it took me down by quite a bit. But could y'all – oh, I thought I swung again.
And it knew where to put you.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, look, it stayed on the cliff. Yeah. It's on the rocks.
All right, so let's do yeah, there we go. All right, can you see where it says 86 yards on there over on the right-hand side? Can you see that on the screen?
Yep.
All right, so 86 yards to the hole. I'm in the rough. It tells me down the bottom left. And it says it's 1.6 feet downhill. So since it's out of the rough, I'm going to try to hit this 96 yards. I'm going to take a 96-yard swing. So for me, that's a 56-degree wedge, sand wedge. Normally, I would hit this if I hit it well, full, like 105, 110, which is not far. I get that.
Kevin said, "Play it where it lays." Do you have a cliff wedge?
Yeah. Oh, I hit that well. Yeah, hit it a little too well.
Yep. One Big Bucks fan said, one last tip, get a hotel in Grove City. There won't be any available near campus. Grove City's 10 miles south and is right on 71. Left turn and you're on your way home.
Hey, thank you to that gentleman for saying that. You were the man,
That's
dude.
good info.
Thank
Austin
you very much.
23-16 Vols. Mino Likey said she's going to be in the fetal position.
Whoa, hit that one hard.
SEC football said, is James Pierce the most talented defensive player on the field Saturday? It's a good question. Ohio State's got some dudes.
Look at that. Go in the hole. Oh, man. Most
asked,
talented defensive player on the field. I mean, here's the thing. Tennessee had 2 first-team All-Americans. James Pierce Jr. wasn't one of them, but Jermod McCoy was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy to see him get that recognition because he deserves it.
Sam said, do we think Miles Kitselman will get an extra year of eligibility? Honestly, I think they all are.
I think that was announced earlier today, actually, just like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, Evan thinks that was actually announced this evening. I did not see that, but it's possible. But I think they're going to have to give every single guy that played a year at JUCO an extra year of eligibility, because how can they not at this point? They've kind of created a precedent. D-Mess said, thank you to our Ohio State fans.
Yeah, so that guy's the man. Whoever that guy is that's doing that,
yeah,
he's the man. I'm surprised Will isn't on here from Ohio State.
Yeah, it's true. One Big Bucks fan said, good luck Saturday. May the best team win.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore made a good point. Caleb Downs is, at Ohio State now. He would be up there with James Pierce. Caleb Downs is a definite NFL first rounder whenever he comes out. Rhonda said, thanks, Big Bucks fan. Good luck to you too.
It's going to go in the ocean again. I'm so good at hitting it off the cliff. So your prediction was 24-23. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You're saying 24-23. I'm saying 31-30. So let it be written. So let it be done. Vols win. That's the main point there. Both of us have the Vols winning.
Greg said you need to aim left.
I do. You're right. I overcompensate so I don't get too. Oh man, look at that! Hit it off the.
Carl said if his batter Vols syndrome kicks in, he's going to join Mino Likey in the fetal position.
Can you imagine the meltdown on Vol Twitter if they go 3 and out first drive?
Oh. Elijah asked, if the goal was to hit it off the cliff, you'd win every time at this
Amen,
course.
brother. Sign me up. I am ready.
SEC football said, how do I not allow batter Vol syndrome to get to me? Don't turn on the television.
Try to erase the last 14 years. Oh, that was a good strike.
Mr. Osborne said 24-20 Vols. Kicking game, special teams vital. Nico must play well to open up the run game for Dylan. Attack the Ohio State offensive line, and a pick 6 would be nice.
Oh, man, can you imagine? What if Will Brooks got a pick 6? How cool would that be? That'd be awesome.
Our Ohio State fan said he's got to go. It's been fun. We appreciate all of your information. We normally actually have a regular that's an Ohio State fan. I'm kind of surprised he's not on here tonight.
Yeah, me too.
You could have been one of 2 instead of one of 1.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
James said Tennessee's going to win 16-14 in triple overtime on the 2-point conversion.
Off the cliff. Why do they keep putting cliffs all over this course, man?
It's like it's on a beach or something.
Yeah, no. That one wasn't even that bad of a shot. It was barely to the right of the green.
Well, now you know what it's like to be there.
Yeah.
Herb said, put the flag down at midfield and the goalpost in the river. We'll just take a win.
Amen.
Don't really need all that. The Ohio State Police Department will pepper spray you.
That's true. They will, actually.
Night, Elijah. Thank you for joining us. Greg said, how many yards will Nico get on the ground? I mean, honestly, if he can get 40, that would be a huge positive. That means they had some design runs for him, and I would like to see that. Oh, we got a golf coach. He said, start your swing with your left shoulder. It'll stop the over-the-top move.
Hey, I appreciate that. Who is that? I need to remember
Diesel,
that.
new person.
Diesel, you're the man, dude. All right, 89 yards from the rough, downhill 9 feet.
SEC football said they're checking Tennessee bags, anything and everything for flags.
Javonte Spraggins is going to be the guy to watch for that.
So it's funny you say that. Mino like he literally just said Spraggins will have a flag.
Yeah, he will.
Carl said for Bader-Vol syndrome, you need to make a sign that says breathe and keep it nearby at all times.
That's good advice. So I'm getting the hang of chipping on here. I say that now, I'll like blow it past the hole.
When you're putting, you all can see this on screen. When you're putting, it does have a grid that pops up so you can get a legitimate read.
Like that wasn't a half bad chip right there. Apparently the green is very sloped, more than I thought.
Austin said he'll have a respirator ready to take care of the pepper spray.
That's pretty funny.
Jonathan said if the show's going to go as long as Evan's playing this course, it's going to last a while if he keeps playing off the cliff.
That is accurate. Well, we told the staff that we'd be out of here by like 10 or 10:15. So.
But it's 10:12.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Rhonda thought Jonathan's comment was funny.
I can't even make it to the fairway, dude. I don't know. This is why I don't play the back tees.
Greg said it feels like a kid at Christmas. This game feels forever away. That's the truth.
Yeah.
It's going to feel even worse when Notre Dame and Indiana kick off tomorrow night. Then there's two more games on Saturday before this one.
Yeah.
Hey, Will Starr shows up.
Hey, Will.
You just missed it, Will. We had another Ohio State fan here. You wouldn't have been by yourself.
Oh, that's pure.
He was a very nice guy, and he gave lots of great information about tailgating and parking and shuttles. It was impressive.
Yeah. I want to hear Will's prediction. I want to hear his prediction for
the. Will said, Evan, I used to be a golf instructor. You need some work.
I ain't arguing with you, buddy.
He is playing Pebble Beach. So.
That's true. That's true. I totally agree, man. I ain't arguing with you at all.
Austin said, I need a giant picture of a nutcracker in Tennessee gear for game day.
That would be awesome. All right, so Will said that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Will, it's 152 yards. I don't hit the ball very far, dude. So I'm hitting a 7-iron. In theory, this should be on the money. This one's for you, Will. Please don't go off the cliff.
And when he says on the money, he means off the cliff. Oh, stayed up.
I struck it well. Carried it 157 yards, which, Will, I know that's not very good, but for my 7-iron, that's decent, man.
Will, what's your prediction? Oh, there it is. So everybody's asking Will what his prediction is. Carl said he's bringing his golf smack too. Interesting. SEC football said Philip Fulmer is going to be on the sidelines Saturday. That's good to hear.
That's cool. Hey, Tennessee, first team to ever win the BCS National Championship. Could be the first team to ever win the 12-team playoff National Championship.
On your last shot, Will said, little push, not bad.
Yep, agreed, man. I'm trying to come around the ball more. 45, 45, 45. That's my swing.
Kevin said, wait, Will hasn't seen Evan in the cliffs yet. Will's prediction is 24-21 Ohio State.
24-21 Ohio
Oh,
State.
hold on. Interesting. He says, if our offensive line holds up, Ohio State 24, Tennessee 21. If they don't, Tennessee 24, Ohio State 13.
Whoa. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Will. I love it, man. All right, Will, I'm trying a new driver swing. It hadn't worked out so good so far.
Eric said, dang, this show has flown by, but we've all been having fun watching Evan try to play golf on a simulator.
So I'm getting under the ball pretty bad. I need
And
Will
with an interesting take, he said the weather and conditions have been way overblown.
So I wonder how many people caught that Tennessee tweeted out what they're wearing for the game and had a graphic that had snow all over it.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty funny. So I'm still 225 yards away from the hole, so that's pretty far. Will's like, no, it's not. Just hit a 4-iron, dude. So I'm going to hit a 4-iron out of the rough.
Several comments about the weather. Greg said, what's the chance the Vols defense plays like they did the Georgia game? Let's hope not.
Oh, I struck it. I struck it well. Still didn't go very far. No, there's no way. Come on, man. I had to hit it farther than that.
SEC football said, good thing it isn't a real golf course.
Yeah, for real, man. For real.
Will said the wind is going to be 5 to 10 miles per hour, no precipitation.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's basically Knoxville right now.
Yeah.
Jonathan asks, is the next show going to be me on the simulator? No, it is not. I am not a big fan of public humiliation.
But I don't care.
Will said, you got to compress that ball, Evan.
I'm trying, man. I just totally.
He just chunked that one.
Yeah, I sure did.
I did say something right as he started his backswing, though.
Nah, that was terrible on my shot there. That's what I'm trying to do more and more, Will. Oh, I hit it in the sand.
Eric said, thank you, Ooltewah Club, for allowing Evan and Rustin to record their show there tonight. Vol Nation greatly appreciates it.
Amen. Absolutely. Totally agree. If for nothing else, I could bring some levity to people's life as they laugh at my attempt to play golf here. This is fun, dude. I mean, seriously, I will never get to play Pebble Beach in my life in like actual physical reality. But virtually tearing up those cliffs right now, man.
Jared asked, who do we think is the best quarterback we faced this year?
Oh, man, that's a good question.
I'd probably go Carson Beck.
I mean, he probably is, but the person who played the best against us was when we went to Arkansas, Taylor Green.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Apparently, I just putted that off the green. Awesome.
Michael Cook said, Joel Klatt prediction scared me. I went from thinking Tennessee could win a close game to thinking Ohio State might win by 2 touchdowns. He pointed out the game plan Ryan Day has had in the last 4 postseason games.
Well, no, that's a good point because Ohio State gave Georgia everything they wanted and more a couple years ago. But that was a couple years ago.
The wise man said 31-17 Vols to get to the Roses. Kevin said thank you to the Ooltewah Club. So did SEC football.
Yeah, thank you all so much, and thank you to the Ooltewah Club. It's probably going to have to be. I wanted to get to the 18th so I could play the 18th at Pebble Beach, but it's probably going to have to be the last one. I struck it well. Look at that. Will, tell me about that one. That was a good one there.
Yep.
Look at that. That was a 207-yard par 3.
Diesel said their biggest advantage is their receivers. Their biggest weakness is their O-line. The game will be determined if we get pressure. Will Howard is average.
I agree Will Howard is average. Will Howard is not the best quarterback we've played this year.
Will said that was a good shot.
Thank you, Will. Appreciate it, buddy.
He also said if Ohio State stops Tennessee's run, it's a wrap. Not sure that'll happen, though.
I agree with him. If that happens, it is a wrap. But the good news is it won't happen. So that's the good news for us, at least. The driver's throwing me off now. I didn't have a good drive yet. I can't figure out how to tee it up. Where the simulator likes it. This thing is awesome, dude. Seriously, come to the Ooltewah Club just to do this simulator. Play Pebble Beach. Hit the ball in the water and hear the splash sound it makes.
For those of you who joined us late, again, we just want to thank the Ooltewah Club for being our title sponsor. This simulator is available to anyone for rent. It could be member or non-member.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't here at the beginning, there are a ton of games on here. It's not just golf. there's dodgeball, there's rugby, there's football, there's baseball, there's carnival games, and there are tons of full courses on the simulator. It simulates rough, it simulates wind. It's pretty incredible. Somebody said, "Can you rent it out for a party?" Yes, you can.
Absolutely. Seats 30 comfortably.
Yeah, you could easily
It's a big
fit 30
room.
people in here comfortably.
We'll tweet out photos of the room.
Will asked if we're going to do a live stream during the game. No way.
Nah.
I've said this before. I would be a miserable person to watch during a game. I don't talk. I just watch. And so it would be an awful stream. Mr. Osborne said, "I believe this Vols team thrives on being the underdog. Win or lose, Vols will be ready to play."
Mr. Osborne, I was up in your neck of the woods earlier today. Ate at Freddy's, went to Target up there.
All right. So just to wrap up, any comments about the simulator you want to make?
So if you missed the start of it, we got dodgeball, zombie dodgeball, rugby. The simulator will tackle you. We got football, basketball, carnival games. Like earlier, I was knocking clowns into dunk tanks with the dodgeball right here. So, I mean, thank you so much to all the staff at the Old Wild Club for letting us come do this. It's been awesome. We're looking forward to Saturday night. I can't wait to talk to you guys again on Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll be back in our regular locations. Like I said, this is the first time ever in the history of our show we've actually been in the same room doing a show together, so it's been fun. But we do appreciate the Old Wild Club so much, man.
All right. You all have a great night. We hope you enjoy your weekend. We hope we see you Sunday, and go Vols.